Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mumbles, and today it's your favorite time of the week. It's time for Mumbles to talk about whatever the heck he wants to. So what are we talking about this week? We're going to be talking about coaches. Now, if you follow basketball at all, or even if you just follow games, you know that coaches are important, and you know that a great coach can be the difference between having a mediocre team and a really good team. So coaching is very important, but what makes up a good coach? If you're the everyday mom or dad, or just someone who decided that, hey, I want to coach a team this year, how do you be a good coach? Well, I did some research. I typed it in. I took some stuff from my own experience, and I thought to myself, how would one be a good coach? And I came up with a couple things. So we got 3 things, as usual, in our ramblings that we're going to talk about. The first thing the first step to being a great coach is to understand that understand that the people are human. So you got to remember that the people that you're trying to talk to and trying to coach are human. So they make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes now and then. There's no reason, it's uncalled for to, embarrass someone in front of somebody, or, call out a person in front of somebody, unless they respond to that. But even then, I don't really like that. Now, obviously, I'm not condemning people for doing that, but what I am saying is that, especially with younger people, that might be one of those things that, can crush their spirit and make them feel like they're not as good at something. So you want to try to, be uplifting. Remember that they're human. Remember that they make mistakes. Mistakes do happen. If they do make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You can point it out to them. You can say, hey, you need to do better on this next time. But maybe pull them aside, away from everyone else, so that, so they're not embarrassed in front of everybody else. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, and this is very important, the second step is, you got to make them believe in themselves. So by this, I mean basically what I'm saying. You need to make them believe in themselves. They have to believe that they can do this. For instance, I'm going to use basketball as a great example. If someone is struggling at shooting because they don't believe in themselves, so you watch them in practice take 15 shots, and they make all 15, but they get into the game and they pass the ball. They won't shoot it for anything. So that's because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe they're going to make that shot during the game. So what do? Well, it's quite simple, really. You tell them that you believe in them, and that they need to start taking that shot. That's what it boils down to. The same thing goes in gaming. Because in gaming, maybe someone's a great sniper in practice, or maybe someone's a great, defender when you guys are doing your little scrims or practice, but they get into the game and they're not effective. Well, that's probably a belief thing. So you need to try to help them realize that and believe in themselves. That's very important. The third thing, and I've talked about this a lot before, so we're only going to talk about it for a couple minutes, but the third thing is communication. Now, as I've said before, communication is one of the most important things. I could talk about communication for hours because it's that important. If you can't communicate what you want your players to do, you're useless. You're no good, and, it's not going to happen because they don't understand what you're saying. If you can't, communicate to them what you want them to do, there's no point. You're just spinning your wheels, basically. So if you tell someone to go to A in a game, to defend objective A, and they think you mean go to B, there's no point. So you need to make yourself clear, concise. You have to, be able to talk. You need to be able to have that good line of communication open with them. You need to be able to pull them aside sometimes and say, hey, you can do this, this, and this to improve, and know that they won't, freak out on you or anything like that. You need to have that relationship. You need to build that relationship. You need to know that they understand. You need to ask if they want to ask questions. You need to, make up questions for them to ask. You know what I mean? You got to have that communication line open because it's so important. I don't know how many times I've seen teams lose because they don't communicate. All you got to do is talk to each other, get your feelings, know how your players feel. That's what makes up a good coach, someone that's willing to listen and make adjustments. You got to be able to do that. And that's why, some of these coaches fail because they don't listen to their players. Communication isn't one-sided. It works both ways. You listen to them, they listen to you. That's how it works. That's how you gain respect. Anyways, this has been another episode of Mumbles and another rambling, so I want to thank you all for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. I'd love to, have you watch all my videos and keep you up to date with everything. You can follow me on Twitter at _Mumbles_. Don't forget that last underscore. And yeah, this is going to be Mumbles signing off. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.